Good morning, everybody. This is Split 11 2000, and I'm going to tell you something that I have worked on for SoundCheck. In other words, I have come up with different closings for the Arthur Seasons 1 through 7 box sets released on June 10th of 2003, the same day Arthur Writes a Story, Arthur's Baby, Arthur's Best Friend, and Arthur's Tasty Treats were released. But before we break down into the closing, we're going to break down into the openings first. So the opening to those box sets would have FBI Warning, Sony Wonder logo, Random House Home Video logo, DVD menu, and then the Arthur title sequence, either with the glass breaking, with or without the boing sound before it, the water splashing, or the garbage cans clattering, depending on the episode on the disc. Now, I'm going to go into the episodes on those discs. Season 1 would have 15 discs. Disc 1 of Season 1 would have the episodes Arthur's Eyes, Francine's Bad Hair Day, Arthur and the Real Mr. Ratburn, and Arthur's Spelling Trouble. Disc 2 would have the episodes DW All Wet, Buster's Dino Dilemma, DW's Imaginary Friend, and Arthur's Lost Library Book. And then Disc 3 I'm going to go into the list of Arthur episodes real quick. Okay, so Disc 1 of Season 1 would have Arthur's Eyes, Francine's Bad Hair Day, Arthur and the Real Mr. Ratburn, and Arthur's Spelling Trouble. Disc 2 would have the episodes DW All Wet, Buster's Dino Dilemma, DW's Imaginary Friend, and Arthur's Lost Library Book. Disc 3 would have Arthur's Pet Business, DW the Copycat, Locked in the Library, and Arthur Accused. Disc 4 would have Arthur Goes to Camp, Buster Makes a Grade, Arthur's New Puppy, and Arthur Bounces Back. Disc 5 would have Arthur Babysits, Arthur's Cousin Catastrophe, Arthur's Birthday, and Francine Frensky's Superstar. Disc 6 would have Arthur's Baby, DW's Baby, Arthur Writes a Story, and Arthur's Lost Dog. Disc 7 would have So Long Spanky, Buster's New Friend, Arthur the Wrecker, and Arthur and the True Francine. Disc 8 would have Arthur's Family Vacation, Grandpa Dave's Old Country Farm, Arthur and the Crunch Cereal Contest, and DW Flips. Disc 9 would have Meek for a Week, Arthur, World's Greatest Leaper, Arthur's Chicken Pox, and Sick as a Dog. And then Disc 10 would have DW Rides Again, Arthur Makes the Team, Arthur's Almost Boring Day, and the Half-Baked Sale. Disc 11 would have Sue Ellen Moves In, The Perfect Brother, DW Snow Mystery, and Team Trouble. Disc 12 would have Bully for Binky, Misfortune Teller, Arthur's Tooth, and DW Gets Lost. Disc 13 would have DW Thinks Big, Arthur Cleans Up, My Dad the Garbage Man, and Poor Muffy. Disc 14 would have DW's Blanky, Arthur's Substitute Teacher Trouble, I'm a Poet, and the Scare Your Pants Off Club. And Disc 15 would have My Club Rules, Stolen Bike, Arthur's First Sleepover, and Arthur's New Year's Eve. Now, I am crunching on apples as I'm speaking. And now I'm munching on grapes. So, the discs right here either contain the Season 7 for weight funding with Velveeta cheesy yellow background, with Chuck E. Cheese's coming first, Juicy Juice coming next, and Post Alphabets coming last, or the green background with Post Alphabets coming first, then Chuck E. Cheese's coming next, and then Juicy Juice coming last, or the purple background with Juicy Juice coming first, Post Alphabets coming next, and Chuck E. Cheese's coming last. Now, as for the PBS Kids idents for the Season 1 set, the yellow background and the green background now as for the PBS Kids idents for the Season 1 set, the Velveeta cheesy yellow background and the grassy green grid background would use the PBS Kids Dash Transformation ident, where Dash transforms into a caveman, scuba diver, and robot. While the Concord Grape Jelly purple checkerboard background would use the PBS Kids Dot Transformation ident from 2000, where Dot transforms into a tiger, octopus, and astronaut. Now, the Season 1 discs with the Velveeta cheesy yellow background and Dash Transformation ident would be discs 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 12, and 15. The discs with the grassy green grid background with Dash Transformation ID for Season 1 would be discs 4, 5, 6, and 13. And the discs with the Concord Grape Jelly purple checkerboard background with Dot Transformation ID would be discs 7, 10, 11, and 14. Now we're going to go into the Season 2 set, in which The Season 2 set would have 10 discs. As for Season 2, Disc 1 would have Arthur Meets Mr. Rogers, Draw, Binky Barnes Art Expert, and Arthur's Lucky Pencil. Disc 2 would have DW the Picky Eater, Buster and the Daredevils, Arthur Makes a Movie, and Go to Your Room DW. Disc 3 would have Arthur's Underwear, Francine Frensky Olympic Rider, Buster Baxter Cat Saver, and Play It Again DW. Disc 4 would have Arthur's TV 3 Week, Night Fright, Arthur vs. the Piano, and The Big Blow Up. Disc 5 would have Lost, The Short Quick Summer, DW Goes to Washington, and Arthur's Mystery Envelope. Disc 6 would have DW's Dear Friend, Buster Hits the Books, Arthur Faraway Friend, and Arthur in the Square Dance. Disc 7 would have Water in the Brain, Arthur the Unfunny, Sue Ellen's Lost Diary, and Arthur's Knee. Disc 8 would have Grandma for Appreciation Day, Fern's Slumber Party, Love Notes for Muffy, and DW Blows the Whistle. Disc 9 would have Francine Redecorates, Arthur the Loser, Arthur vs. the Very Mean Crossing Guard, and DW's Very Bad Mood. And Disc 10 would have DW's Name Game, Finders Keepers, How the Cookie Crumbles, and Sue Ellen's Little Sister. Now, as for the backgrounds I'm talking about, like I told you before, the yellow and green ones would have dash transformation, and the purple one would have dot transformation. And these are the Seasons 1 through 4 reruns version, with grants from U.S. Department of Education Corporation for Public Broadcasting and Public Television Viewers. Now, the Season 2 discs with the yellow background and dash transformation ID would be discs 1, 2, 5, and 10. The discs with from Season 2 with the green background with dash transformation would be discs 3, 4, and 9. And the Season 2 disc with the purple background with dot transformation would be discs 6, 7, and 8. Alright, now moving on to Season 3. In which Season 3 would have 7 discs. In which, for Season 3, Disc 1 would have Buster's Back, The Ballad of Buster Baxter, DW All Fired Up, and I'd Rather Read It Myself. Disc 2 would have Arthur Goes Crosswire, Sue Ellen and the Brainosaurus, Background Blues, and now Let's Talk to Some Kids. Disc 3 would have The Chips Are Down, Revenge of the Chip, Binky Rules, and Meet Binky. Disc 4 would have Arthur Rides the Bandwagon, Dad's Dessert Dilemma, Popular Girls, and Buster's Growing Grudge. Disc 5 would have Arthur's Treasure Hunt, The Return of the King, Attack of the Turbo Tibbles, and DW Tricks the Tooth Fairy. Disc 6 would have Double Tibble Trouble, Arthur's Almost Live Not Real Music Festival, What Scares Sue Ellen, and Clarissa is Cracked. And disc 7 would have Arthur's Dummy Disaster, Francine and the Feline, Mom and Dad Have a Great Big Fight, DW's Perfect Wish, Arthur and DW Clean Up, and The Long Dull Winter. Now, the Season 3 discs with the yellow background with dash transformation would be discs 2 and disc 4. The Season 3 discs, the only Season 3 disc with the green background with dash transformation would be disc 6. While the discs with from Season 3 with the purple background with dot transformation would be discs 1, disc 3, disc 5, and disc 7. Alright. Now moving on to Season 4. Now beginning with Season 4, all of Season 4 and all future seasons afterwards would be in 5 discs. Now, for Season 4, Disc 1 would have DW's Library Card, Arthur's Big Hit, Hide and Snake, and Muffy's New Best Friend. Disc 3 would have Disc 2 would have Buster's Breathless, The Fright Stuff, The Contest, and Prove It. Disc 3 would have The Blizzard, The Rat Who Came to Dinner, DW Tailspins, and Prunella Gets It Twice. Disc 4 would have Binky Barnes' Wingman, To Beat or Not to Beat, 1001 Dads, and Prunella's Prediction. And Disc 9 would have What Is That Thing?, Buster's Best Behavior, My Music Rules, and That's a Baby Show. Now, the Season 4 discs with the yellow background with dash transformation would be Disc 3 and Disc 4. The Season 4 discs with the green background with dash transformation would be Discs 1 and 2. And the only Season 4 disc with the purple background with dot transformation would be Disc 5. Alright. Now moving on to the Season 5 disc set. In which for Disc 1 of Season 5 it would have Arthur the Big Riddle, Double Dare, Kids Are From Earth, Parents Are From Pluto, and Nerves of Steel. Disc 2 would have It's a No-Brainer, The Sure Thing, The World Record, and The Cave. The Lousy. Now, and then Disc 3 would have The Lousy Week, You Are Arthur, The Election, and Francine Goes to War. Disc 4 would have Sleep No More, Pet Peeved, The Last of Mary Moo Cow, and Bitsy's Bow. And Disc 5 would have Just Desserts, The Big Dig, Arthur's Family Feud, and Muffy Gets Mature. Now, the Season 5 and Season 6 sets would have the Season 6 funding using grants from Ready to Learn Television Cooperative Agreement, U.S. Department of Education, Public Broadcasting Service, and public television viewers. Oh, and for Seasons 1 through 4, the post-alphabets ad for the yellow and purple backgrounds would be 26 little letters that make the words that let you share your feelings, while the one with the green background would be 26 little letters that make up 1,000,000 words that tell billions of stories. Now, for the Season 5 and Season 6 set, the ones with the purple, the post-alphabets ad with the purple background would be 26 little letters that make the words that let you share your feelings. The post-alphabets ad with the green background would be 26 little letters that spell the names and tell the world who we are. And the one with the yellow background would be 26 little letters that make up 1,000,000 words that tell billions of stories. Now, the Season 5 discs with the Season 6 funding with the yellow background with dot transformation would be disc 2. Disc 2 would be the only disc where it uses the yellow background of the Season 6 funding for Season 5. With dot transformation, of course. The only Season 5 disc with the green background with dot transformation would be disc 3. And discs 1, 4, and 5 of Season 5 would have the purple background with dash transformation. So, disc 1 would have Arthur and the Big Riddle, Double Dare, Kids Are From Earth, Parents Are From Pluto, and Nerves of Steel. Disc 2 would have It's a No-Brainer, The Sure Thing, The World Record, and The Cave. Disc 3 would have The Lousy Week, You Are Arthur, The Election, and Francine Goes to War. Disc 4 would have Sleep No More, Pet Peeve, The Last of Mary Moo Cow, and Bitsy's Bow. And Disc 5 would have Just Desserts, The Big Dig, Arthur's Family Feud, and Muffy Gets Mature. Alright, now moving on to the Season 6 set, in which all of the episodes in the Season 6 set contain the original versions of those episodes with Justin Bradley's voice of Arthur. Now, for the Season 6 set, Disc 1 would have Sue Ellen Gets Her Goose Cooked, Best of the Nest, Arthur Plays the Blues, and Buster's Sweet Success. Disc 2 would have Prunella Special Edition, The Secret Life of Dogs and Babies, Muffy's Soccer Shocker, and Brother Can You Spare a Clarinet, which the Justin Bradley versions of the Prunella Special Edition and The Secret Life of Dogs and Babies are impossible to find now, as only the Mark Rendell versions are online, of those episodes at least. Disc 3 would have The Boy Who Cried Comet, Arthur and Los Vecinos, Citizen Frensky, and DW's Backpack Mishap. Disc 4 would have The Boy with His Head in the Clouds, More, Rhyme for Your Life, and For Whom the Bell Tolls. And Disc 5 would have The Good Sport, Crushed, Arthur Loses His Marbles, and Friday the 13th. Now, the Season 6 discs with the yellow background and dot transformation would be Disc 2 and Disc 3. The only Season 6 disc with the green background with dot transformation would be Disc 5. And the purple background with dash transformation would be on Disc 1 and Disc 4 of Season 6. Now moving on to the last Sony Wonder set released June 10th, 2003, which all of those 7 seasons would be released on June 10th, 2003 on DVD, but these are just fan-made box sets. Alright, now into Season 7 from June 10th, 2003, in which, for Season 7, the sponsors would be in order, with the Season 7 funding with purple background, it would have Chuck E. Cheese's being first, then Juicy Juice being next, and then Post Alphabets being last. While the one with the yellow background would have Juicy Juice first, then Post Alphabets next, and then Chuck E. Cheese's last, and then the green one would have Post Alphabets first, then Chuck E. Cheese, and then Juicy Juice's last. Now for Season 7, Disc 1 would have Castaway, The Great Sock Mystery, Francine's Split Decision, and Muffy Goes Metropolitan. Disc 2 would have Ants in Arthur's Pants, Don't Ask Muffy, To Tibble the Truth, and Waiting to Go. Disc 3 would have Elwood City Turns 100, Pick a Car, Any Car, and Jenna's Bedtime Blues. Disc 4 would have DW's Time Trouble, Buster's Amish Mismatch, The World of Tomorrow, and Is There a Doctor in the House? And Disc 5 would have Prunella Sees the Light, Return of the Snowball, and April 9th. Now, what's interesting is discs 1 and 4 would use the season 7 funding. Basically, the season 7 funding is mostly the same as the season 6 funding, except viewers like you except public television viewers is replaced with Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Other than that, they're basically exactly the same. Now, what's interesting is, discs 1 and 4 would use the season 7 funding with purple background, but while disc 1 uses the Dash transformation ID, disc 4 would have the Snow Globe ID from 2002 instead, where Dash ice skates inside a snow globe, while Dot holds the snow globe. Where he's ice skating in an ice rink, and then he feels the ground shake, and he stops. The camera zooms out to reveal that he's inside one, which Dot holds, and Dot has powdery blue skin in the snow globe bumper, rather than the regular lime green. And the discs, and then the discs of Season 7 that have the yellow background and Dot transformation ID would be discs 2 and 3. And disc 5 would use the green background with the PBS Kids Fishbowl ID, where Dash looks inside a fishbowl, or looks at a goldfish in the fishbowl, comes close to it, and then imagines himself as an orange goldfish. Then it gets eaten by Dot, who's as a green fish. And yeah. Basically, the snow globe and fishbowl IDs are animated almost the same, except, it's the same light blue colors and everything in terms of how it's animated and stuff. Except the snow globe ident ends with snowflakes falling down in the PBS Kids ID, while the fishbowl ID has bubbles float upward in the PBS Kids ID, and they both have Dot's PBS Kids logo, or Dot's circular PBS Kids logo at the end of both the bumpers. While the Snow Globe ID has winter-like music with a vibraphone playing most of the PBS Kids theme, except at the very end when Dot says doink and the kids sing PBS Kids. Fishbowl, basically the same thing, except there are bubbling sounds without any music, and has a boy scatting the first part of the jingle going glub, 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 glub. Circle lip is to imitate a fish, and then after that, it's basically the same audio with Dot saying doink and then the kids singing PBS Kids and stuff. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you later.